sleep and light.
Light.
Blue light.
Sunlight.
I'm Avery Clyde, and welcome to Curiously Clean Chaos and our series on sleep. Today, we're talking about sunlight. Just a few quick tips. Now, it's something that I have been doing for years, and that after my first bit of work in the morning, I'd go get another cup of coffee, which now I go get another cup of mud water, right? Because I'm trying to not drink caffeine. And then I'd go sit in the sun. You know, it was something that my gynecologist actually turned me on to, and he was like, vitamin D, you're gonna be thanking me when you're older. So I take a vitamin D in the morning, but then I go and make sure I sit in a little bit of sun too, and I just work for an hour or so outside. But now that I've been studying about sleep, I learned that it's recommended to get sunlight early in the morning. If you can, get 30 minutes of sunlight, preferably in the morning hours. It makes you more alert during the day, and it will completely help you regulate your sleep cycle. That said, in the evening, it's also helpful to just regulate your light at night. So where I would have like this light on, which is a big ceiling light over my head, or there's a big light over there in that corner, or the light over the kitchen table is like full up, but it's on a dimmer. So in the evenings, what I've been doing is I have been dimming the lights halfway in the dining room, turning on the little light over here, and not turning this light on at all. And just having a little bit more like mood lighting in the evening. It's amazing how it does affect our mood and our family, and just like relaxes you a little bit. But I think it really has to do with exactly what Matthew Walker is saying in his book, Why We Sleep, which is the book that we're breaking down, the 12 steps to a better night's sleep, is that it triggers that melatonin, right? With that big light during the day, that 30 minutes of sunlight during the day, and then dimming your lights in the evening, you're triggering that melatonin to come out, right? If you even had this light that's on my face, right, or lights up a little bit, it slows it down. Your melatonin, which is your sleep pressure, right, it thinks that it's still sunny out, so you don't get the full effect. But all these things create a healthier you, and I'm just all about that. How can I get the most out of this body? How can I get just a little bit more? So here are just a couple fun facts about light to give you an example over at Cincinnati Children's Hospital in their Nicu. At Cincinnati Children's Hospital in the Nicu, they're doing something called the Circadian Lighting Project. They went through and realized, oh my gosh, these babies are not getting the best sleep that they could be getting. Of all the beings that need to get great sleep, it's the beings that are still developing, right? And yet the majority of hospitals in their NICUs the babies are getting, they're getting light 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. Even if it's dim in there, inside where the NICU is, right? There's like windows all around it and stuff. So light is coming through. So it's just not dark, right? It's like dim, right? So here are just some really amazing statistics. So in Cincinnati, what they did was they did this little experiment as they were working on this project, right? Where they created brighter light during the day and near blackout at night. And this is what they found, right? During infant sleep, recognizing infant sleep. Stability time and quality all improved. Stability time and quality all improved versus the 24 hours of light. 50 to 60% of improvement in the neonatal weight gain and significantly higher oxygen saturation in blood. And here's the biggie. These babies were released 5 weeks earlier than their underslept counterparts. 5 weeks. 5 weeks. 5 weeks. Can you imagine being a parent and your baby coming home 5 weeks earlier when you have a brand new baby and it's your first baby? 5 weeks earlier, just because the lighting in the hospital promoted their development. Now let's look at daylight savings time. I think you're gonna find this fascinating. I mean, seriously, all this stuff is so mind-blowing. But daylight savings time let's just look at Matthew Walker calls it like one of the biggest experiments that we do all year long, twice a year to like all people, right? Is daylight savings time. Well, in the spring, when we lose that 1 hour of sleep, the rate of heart attacks increases by 24%. And in the fall, when we gain the hour of sleep, heart attacks decrease by 21%. And you can find similar changes in road traffic accidents, strokes, and unfortunately, the rates of suicides. You can also find changes in the economy, that there is a significant swing when we lose that hour of sleep in the stock market. Oh my gosh. So that investment, not so good, but like, right, like at that point in time. But just the good news is just a small incremental change in your sleep, even a little bit more sleep, even 1 more hours of sleep or 30 more minutes of sleep can have significant changes to your health and well-being. Oh goodness, I hope you're getting that from this series. Just small changes. You don't need to blow up your life. That level of self-care to yourself and what sleep can do, the power of sleep, can really change your life. So go yoke the power of the sun. Go get yourself 20 to 30 minutes of vitamin D outside. Take a break. It will help with your stress. It will help with anxiety and all that emotional stuff too. It'll help you be more alert and productive at work. And then dim those lights. Self-care. Doesn't this feel like, when you're thinking about this even in the conversation, doesn't it feel like you're taking better care of yourself just by being conscious of it, right? It's not something it's progress, not perfection. I mean, that's definitely the case for me. But knowing more, when you know more, you do better. Armed with information, people make better choices, right? So go have a beautiful day in the sun and then a good night's sleep. Stay curious. Bye, guys.